Greetings, fellow wardens. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Anomaly Eldritch Guards. Episode 78, Golden Prisoners. Looks like we need to go hunting again. And with the Warden for Hire quest on the horizon, we're going to need a lot of meat, I think. So I'll start with the big game, and then we might have to kill off some of the small game too. Depending on how this goes. The external temperature's down to... well, it's nighttime. So keep an eye on it, but I might need to turn on another atmo heater too. Come on, Featherfall. You can't kill an asthmatic, mortally wounded caribou? With an expert level shooting and an excellent quality gun? Disappointed. So once we do some of this hunting and top up our meat that we have, I'll accept the Warden for Hire. Hey, for the freezer's propped open as well? It is. It's frozen in there, though. But good call. I'm surprised we went through that much meat so quickly. I may want to consider, for the duration of this hosting the people, to go from lavish to fine. I think that's probably a reasonable thing to do. So I'm going to kick the food amount up to 40. But make fine meals to be able to stretch our food a little bit better. Due to the fact that we live in a mountain really far away from hunting grounds, it's really inconvenient to have to do mass hunting. Worst case scenario, we can always rely on nutrient paste for vegetables, but I'd rather not. Because that's going to be a mood killer. Hey, Turtle, thank you for the bits. Thank you for the cheer. Cheers. An orbital exoticus trader. Interesting. Wonder if it has anything useful. Invisibility and skip shield. I don't think we have either of those. And they also have lances. Sea Panda, do you have... you don't have invisible and you don't have skip shield. No, you have invisibility but no skip shield. So let's maybe buy skip shield. I don't envision myself using it all that much. It's not a psycast that I find super helpful because it's really expensive to cast and doesn't last very long. But you never know. Might be useful. And I'll also buy shock and sandal lances, so yeah, that looks good. Could also consider like bankrupting ourselves for plasteel. I don't really like that idea, though. Okay. This time around, I'll actually haul the lances into the base before they decay, because that was avoidable. Yeah, you're right. Void creatures are not the shooting type. With that said, I did just get attacked by 300 humans with guns and other ranged weapons. Or humanoids. I don't know what to call them. They weren't all human. Baseliner. Whatever. Oh, the quartzits are coming. What is this? Armor? Oh, good, good, good. This is going to be Sea Panda's armor. Eventually, I'll put Sea Panda and maybe Devil Eyes into Cataphract. Well, no, not Devil Eyes. He'll always need Locust armor. Because if I put him in Cataphract armor, he has no way of rapid moving. What I mean by that is like jumping or whatever. I am out of blocks. So maybe what I'll do is, knowing that... Okay, I don't have any blocks for the crematorium yet. But hopefully with a little bit more stone cutting, we'll get some. And I'll just... Perhaps I'll have Ink crank out some chunk skips for us soon. This is all made of slate, so I could delete a lot of this here for stone. I'm probably just going to want to prop up the roof, however. And then also fill in the holes, because forcing enemies to march through the swamps is a lot better than having them take a shortcut through this. So I'm going to fill in those holes so that this is like a terrain barrier. Looking good. It is maybe getting a little bit too cold, so I'm going to flick on another atmo heater. I want to keep the temperature above crop failure, crop death temps, but like minimize the amount that I need to use bioferrite, which is like a really careful balance to meet, I think. Oh, I'm still making bandoliers. Let's not. Steel, and it's in my farm. Probably not going to need that steel spot, though. So that's enough, I think, slate in order to get a electric crematorium for, electric crematorium made of slate out here. How much time do I have left on that quest? Well, greater than 24 hours. Day and a half. Didn't want to have to do this, but it looks like I'm going to have to just kill everything to reset the biosphere. So for those that don't know, there's a setting in the game that it's like, depending on the biome that you live in, there's a certain amount of critters that the map wants to have. And depending on the size of the critters, it adds to the total. So this is an oversimplification, but you can think of like a rat is 1 point, and like a yak might be like 50 points, and it wants up to like 1,000 points of critters. So if you run out of big things that are worth hunting, you can just like kill everything off and sort of reset it, which is what I'm doing now. Because obviously the amount of time it takes to hunt like a squirrel is not worth the meat, in my opinion. Alright, Sea Panda. This is a big trade. I cannot wait for this one. So here, let's see. There is some weapons here. Not many, but enough to warrant a stockpile. And I'm going to need to delete all these stockpiles once I'm done, obviously. Oh god, this is going to be such an annoying stockpile. Because there's, like, tiny fragments of it everywhere. So I'm going to be hunting those fragments of stockpiles for a long time. But at least it gets a lot of these weapons off of our map tile. But this trade is going to take me forever. And if you see anything that like I probably shouldn't sell, yell at me. Like I'm keeping the breach axes and the Eltec staff. But it's kind of a lot of stuff, so it's easy to misclick. So far, I think I've been doing a pretty good job of avoiding the things that I want to keep from being sold, though. EMP launcher I'm keeping, sniper rifle I'll keep, SMGs I'll keep. And then I'll keep a Molotov, a frag. Oh, they don't have this kind of money, though. So I'm gonna, remove some of this from the bill. Good enough, and then gift the rest. Some of the stuff I'm gifting them has value, but, like, I don't care. I just need it out of my stockpiles, out of the, you know. Otherwise, it's just taking up room, being annoying. Okay, looks good. Shrink zones. I don't think I had any other zones here. I think I cleaned up all the stockpile zones. If this is stockpile 2... Yep, it's stockpile 2. That means I did clean up all the zones. Good. I actually don't even know where stockpile 1 is. Oh, overflow. Stockpile. There we go. That was stockpile 1. Alright, well, that's all the weapons. Looks a lot cleaner, doesn't it? So much so. So now it's just a bunch of corpses. And drugs, I suppose. Better. Much better. As I'm killing off all of the small critters on the map tile, the apex predators are going to have nothing left to do but to hunt me. So I should probably do a concerted effort to, like, hunt the warg together so it can't gank anyone. So the warg's up there. Got it. Does the search function work for stockpiles? I don't think so. Because it's not a physical item. The search, no results found. The search searches for things, not zoning. And while I'm up here, I'll also kill the ibex. Hopefully they don't leave the map tile. Wait, did someone already haul the warg? Yes, probably. I don't see it anymore. I think it got hauled. That's quick. Hostility for hire. You know, I've already been hired out for a lot of things. I don't know if I'm going to willingly be hired out for more, but I'll take a look. Freeholder of White Dominion, making a request. 2 groups of impids. They will consist of, what? 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 110-ish each. No thanks. I would accept this if I knew they were prepare a while, but I don't know for certain they prepare a while. And if they're breach, that would be really annoying. That would be bad. So I'm going to turn that down. I will, however, accept the Warden for Hire now, which also means that I have raffles for these temporary members to raffle off to you guys, because we have 5 mercenaries that can die of no consequence. But I am going to keep them behind the wall. Actually, do they work? No, they don't work. So I'm going to keep them behind the wall for now. And then the prisoners will have to be treated for blood rot. So standard meals. One's a teetotaler, one's chem interest. Don't read tomes. Okay, that works. And they already have a bedroom, and a somewhat impressive bedroom. I could probably make the bedroom a little bit, this bedroom a little bit more impressive temporarily by putting one of the sculptures in it, so that it keeps them happier. How much more honor for Double Eyes to rank up? So he's a 9 knight. He needs one more honor to hit Praetor. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to plant up here, which was heel root. It might make sense, given how long it takes heel root to grow, to plant it here. Using the fertile soil. There we go. Perfect. All right, Red, could you bring that grand sculpture? So this is going from somewhat to extreme. That should help out a lot. I could also move the batteries, because the batteries are ugly. I just don't know where to put them. Because this hallway is still part of the... And it's also a lot really close to the entities. I have an idea. Put the batteries back here. Oh, Fraggles is making... I screwed up the bill. Poop sauce. Well, he is an 18. Yeah, I'm gonna do a roll change. Fraggles, congratulations. You are also becoming an armor. I think that's the cheapest way to rectify that bill accident. Is just give him the production specialist, and yeah, why not? Come on, game! Leave me alone for a minute. Alright, well, he has a role change, but obviously is not going to be able to finish his smithing. Put him in the biosculpting room? The biosculpting room is also the hospital. And if anyone's injured, sleeping in the hospital it acts as a bedroom. So it's good to have a nice hospital. I guess is my roundabout way of saying why I wouldn't want to do that. But putting it in the storeroom doesn't really matter. I mean, it is like a fire hazard, but I can also put fire foam popper in here too. I thought I had a fire foam popper in here, but I could put another one in there. I'll put another one in here too. I swear I had a fire foam popper in here, but maybe I didn't. Wildlife hasn't really bounced back yet. And the giveaway. So first one is rubber. Is gonna be Miss Key. Next, we got GMT. Skyra one again. But this one I will call Greystorm. Featherfall one again. I'll call you 13. And then Turtle. Perfect. Alright, there we go. Our mercenaries all have names. I also got to be careful with 13, because 13 has a flamethrower. I don't really want 13 to go into a fight with me not realizing that they set everything on fire, and then set everything on fire. Oh, you know what I could do? The sandstone door here I can just break down to have this be part of the barracks hallway, or barracks hallway, every multi-purpose everything room. Which I'm fine with. Man, I am completely out of plasteel. Well, Fraggles, now that Fraggles is a production specialist, will be able to crank out Masterworks and Legendaries like Mikas does for the most part. Alright, yeah, this is an unbelievably impressive barracks. I think that will do just fine. Good, and we have a crematorium. So this crematorium is going to be cremating corpses. Let's set a range on it. And it's going to be human-like, flesh, fresh or rotten. Don't care which. Are you combat useful or literally cannon fodder? Let's see. So one is an abrasive teetotaling optimist with shooting with a machine pistol, bio-coded. I could always give him better weapons, but like, I'm not going to. 11, 13. You're a hard worker, abrasive chem interest. Skyra's a nudist quick sleeper. 13 is a jogger who's delicate. Yeah, I mean, your shooting skills aren't terrible, but your weapons are kind of blah, and your armor sucks. So you're kind of fodder. I'm not going to treat you as fodder. I'm going to try to keep you alive and not actually use you for fighting. Can they haul? Nope. They're mercenaries that don't do any work. So they can capture and shoot. They can't even hunt. So, bed rest, patient, and then like anything right-clicked. Like capture or shoot or anything like that. So this quest also comes with the 2 prisoners who are being treated for blood rot so it doesn't climb, but also gotta worry a little bit about whether or not they try to break out. Because if they do, we have to stop them without killing them or I fail the quest. So it's a bit of a concern. I like how the corpses that died in my freezer ended up like fresh and everything else is rotted. it makes sense, but just find that funny. Alright, our veg is not good, but most of it is just unhauled. The animals here really have not bounced back, like, at all. And there is the Prestige Cataphract helmet. So this one goes to Devil Eyes. I think I am going to call in a bulk goods trader from Orler. Because we have a lot of corsets for sale, and I might be able to buy useful things in bulk from them. Yeah, this crematorium has definitely helped out a bit. Oh, well, where our groups are already butting heads. Damn. This is really good stuff. So Locust Armor holdup is not advanced components, not regular components. Chem fuel, maybe? No, not chem fuel. Plasteel. Holdup is plasteel. Not much to do about that, though. Takes a while to come all the way out here for plasteel. We're still scanning. Maybe we get plasteel site closer to the base. But if we don't, it's just going to be a while till we get the kind of plasteel that we need. The corpses of the labyrinth are almost all dealt with. Well, not almost, but got about half of them processed. It's a lot of work trying to clean up the map tile when you get attacked by hundreds. I did mention the nano chip and the signal chip. So Mikas has level 2 remote repair, so I could go up to level 3 remote repair. Oh, that's a power focus. Repair probe. And then for the signal chip, maybe sublink standard again. Because I think he's can go from 2 to 3 before having to do high. Oh, come on. Beating up our guest. You bit the head of our guest. You half bit their head off. TJ. For real? I mean, I know they could die of no consequence, but biting their head off is usually, is a figure of speech, not to be taken literally. Okay, so the advantage of the control group 3 is mech work speed offset is now 18 rather than 12, and then repair probe will increase mech repair speed, which will be really nice when the mechs take a beating during big fights. We still have so many more hauling jobs to do. One thing I ought to do regularly is just like chunk skip whenever I see ink is nearby, so that we can start to move like all of the slag that's out here too. Once we have a little bit more stone cut, I can continue the work towards double insulating the walls. So I was thinking about doing that here, running a wall across like that, with like a, and then starting to do more stone doors rather than wood ones, so that our movement speed will suffer, knowing, but they can't easily just plow through a wooden door. The wooden doors can't burn. You know, there's a lot of advantage to not relying on wood like that. So these the northern section is all doubled up. And then maybe I'll double it up over here as well, because there's a lot of wood involved here, and I'd rather have some stone instead. And then in doing this, I need to make sure that we don't roof up everything in the process. Because it's nice to have trees growing in your base, right? That way you can replenish wood and all that without having to go outside. Because going outside might not be possible when we make more progress in provoking the void. It depends on what the void's about. Balkans Trader should be here soon, and I'm not really sure when the double-sized mech cluster will drop on us. At some point, we'll have to deal with that. Maybe utilizing some of the void entities to make it a little bit easier. Pitting them against one another. Is it worth making IDs for potential breach points? Generally speaking, no. In my experience, unless you have an overabundance of of resources for stuff like IDs, IDs are a low bang for your buck in terms of defenses. Because they cost a lot to rearm and they're not super effective. Much the way that, like, a spike trap maze used to be good, but it's so resource intensive that it just doesn't make sense when scaled up. It makes sense when you're being, you know, early game when you're being attacked by, like, several people. But when you're being attacked by 130 enemies, spike traps are just a very stupid way to use your resources. And the same, I would say, is for IDs. Now, there's some exceptions. One of the ways that it might be useful is you set up areas like this where, imagine if this was a slightly larger room and all lined with hay, and then you put like an incendiary ID. So it's a valid path, quote unquote, into your base, but it's a valid path that will catch fire and harm the people inside. So there's ways to make IDs worth it. Same with EMP IDs if you're trying to shut down mechs. But my point is that they have to work just right in order to be effective. So it has to be like the right kind of enemy and the right kind of situation. So, you know, if they're breachers, they're just going to plow through the walls, or if they don't step on the traps, etc. So I have seen, like, screenshots of people's bases where they have, like, an entire minefield. But at that point, the amount of resources poured into that, you could have just built autocannon turrets or uranium slug turrets, and that would have been a lot more effective, a lot more versatile, and cheaper, too. So there's definitely, like, a time and place for it, potentially. But you don't see me using them a lot because they're just resource intensive and often ineffective. Plus, if you have mortars, you can just shell them. If you have accurate shooters with mortars, it's cheaper to just shell. Because that's the other thing, is like the IEDs cost 2 shells for what is effectively 1 explosion, whereas the mortars can be deployed. And also, if you have skip, you can also skip shells, set them on fire and skip them at your enemy. And that's pretty handy as well. Weird and kind of difficult to do in real fights, but is very effective when it's done right. So we did mention wanting maybe prestige cataphract armor for Sea Panda. I wonder why the bills are wrong. Oh, because of the 10 times 10. So I think we're going to wait until we complete the Warden for Hire for the gold required for that. How fast is he? It might not even be worth it. I don't think it's going to be worth it. I think keeping him regular Locust armor is fine. Meaning getting rid of the jump pack so it's not unnecessarily redundant. Give you a disruptor. I think I'm okay with that. So if that's the case, nobody should be in jump packs, but I don't think that's an allowable utility item for our people anyway. So yeah, we've compartmentalized a lot of these sections up here so that when there are breaches, there is redundant walls. One section down here is like a kind of a vulnerable spot, but because of the marsh, it's going to be really... It's not all that logical to try to build a lot of redundancy here. Because it would just take a ton of resources. And here's Orler with their bulk goods. Yeah, Skip Shell can be really, really, really effective, especially when it's like an anti-grain warhead. Because at some point, if you have highly accurate explosions, it's worth the effort. So that tends to be why when I use things like Skip Shell is when I want pinpoint accuracy, when I want to put the shell exactly where it needs to be. And it's effective to shut down mech clusters or siege raiders and, you know, certain other situations like that. Red, so we have what, 24? Red also had a inspiration for trade. What is your trade price improvement? 30%? That actually might be higher than Sea Panda. Yeah, alright, so Red, you do the trade. You're feeling inspired, we might as well use it. And we just scanned gold. Alright, that's gonna be useful. Let's buy the cat meat, venison, and yak beef, because we've been having hunting shortages. Wow, I used up all the cloth too. So we'll exchange the leather, not the thrombophore, the leather for cloth. I'm still keeping all the dread leather. I think we... Oh no, I think we're down to Devil Strand now for corsets. But I'm going to sell the jump packs. And then sell, like, just a few corsets to cover the cost. And then the rest of this can be gifted. But I'm going to actually change, because Red, your trade price improvement now is 12. So I'm going to change traders here to gift. And I'm going to temporarily high priority haul, just so that the meat and cloth and all that can actually be hauled into somewhere safe. Because otherwise it's just going to rot out there. And I'll probably micromanage it too, so that it doesn't rot. Because I know my people, they're going to ignore it for far too long. So up to 76, let's do a little bit higher. Just corsets that we have a dime a dozen of. Up to 90, perfect. Where's the gold? Yeah, really far away. Even further than our plasteel. And these new visitors are like trudging up trash all over the floor. Meaning that we have a disrespected throne room again. At some point it might make sense to just like deep drill a whole bunch of jade and put jade walls in there so that it's not a constant problem. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Anomaly Eldritch Guards, which originally streamed live on Twitch, July 14th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow guardsmen.